Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. This is the first episode for our Black History Month, and we have an incredible guest lined up for tonight. And joining me, as always, are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D and Double OT, Terrific Trav. How you guys doing today?
Oh man, that shouldn't get me excited, bro.
Yeah, no, you be cheesing.
Trav, I love the Double OT.
I love the Double OT.
Hey, Trav, ever since you came back from the Phantom Zone, man, you've been a different person.
Oh God, maybe he is a different person.
Exactly.
It might be. It might not be.
Michael.
Trav.
Hey, you heard about Eminem being cloned?
I saw
got
that.
Your boy.
I saw that. Oh my God, it's weird, man. But joining us on today's interview is professional voice actor Evan Michael Lee. Evan, thank you so much for joining us, man. You're the first guest for Black History Month. Pinky's up to you. How you doing today, man?
Lord, all the pressure's on me. Kicking it off.
Yes, it is.
Hey, that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it, man. I'm really happy that you're joining us here today. And I know that this is going to be a fun and exciting episode because that's what we do up here on the podcast. It's always a fun and good time.
Listen, it's going to be great. No matter what, it's going to be great.
Hey,
That's right.
I love
That's what
it.
we do.
So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, like you say every time,
Podcast in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening and watching.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it.
All right, so yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Evan, two things before we start this thing. The first thing is I want to say, because I mean, you see that I got the slideshow going off in the background.
Yeah, I see the iTunes slideshow going on. I see it.
And hey, man, I gotta say, you have a really nice smile, man. I was getting the pictures for the slideshow, and I was just like, yo, I think that Daisy Guevara, she has some competition, man. She was holding it down. She was holding it down for the best smile, but she has some competition now, man.
Oh, listen, I appreciate that. Listen, I try to smile as much as I can. You know, there's a lot in this world to frown about, but you know, we don't talk about that.
Hey,
not tonight.
Not today.
I don't know if you watch My Hero Academia, but it's like Nana said up there. The strongest people have the biggest smiles.
Okay, so that is true. That is true. So I haven't seen season 5 yet. So like,
you're not missing it.
Hey, you ain't missed it yet.
Oh Lord.
Hey, and I love My Hero. I mean, you see, I got Deku here.
Yeah, I just saw the new movie. A couple months ago?
Yeah.
Because my friend Ryan's in it. He was a roadie.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you know, usually I'm the one that says, "Hey, we have Ryan up here and everything," but Evan said it.
He beat you to the punch.
Hey, Evan beat me to the punch. Hey, y'all can check out his episode. It is up here on YouTube, or you can listen to it on podcast on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast at.
Yeah, Ryan.
And the second thing that I wanted to say, because Trav, he brought it up before we started recording, but I love it when we have guests that have the 3 syllables. Evan Michael Lee, it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. It's like How to Get Away with Murder. Please say the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a Tribe Called Quest.
It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
hey, this about to be a fun interview, man.
Shout out the Q-tip, man.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah. A pimp named Slickback. You got to say the whole thing.
Hey, man. Hey,
you got to do it.
Hey, this is about to be a fire episode. So.
I was gonna say, hey, these kids have no idea what we're talking about.
I know. That's that. But wait, isn't that? Listen to me plugging a show that's not even on TV. Isn't that on like iTunes now? Or not, listen to me, iTunes, Hulu,
HBO. Yeah, the Boondocks. Yeah, it's on HBO Max, Hulu. Man, the Boondocks is just one of those shows where it's just like I'm happy that it's on all these streaming apps. Because it's like, you know, I can just watch it whenever I want. And I just watched it a couple of days ago, and it was the Catcher Freeman episode and the Booty Warrior. And like, those are my 2 favorite episodes.
The Booty Warrior is definitely the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's up there.
That's
the R. Kelly one.
The R. Kelly one too. Oh my, I can't wait until season 5 starts because it's so much material that they have that they could talk about from over
there. And it's like, listen, in 2022, the message is still there in almost every episode.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, go back and watch an episode or 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the episode about the KFC running out of chicken, and then you got the Popeyes.
We got Popeyes going on.
Yo, they was really wild in them streets.
They was. Hey, people was fighting to get that chicken sandwich. They was that one picture of the lady just sitting outside because she was tired,
mad. Yeah.
Wow. It was wild. That was last year, right?
No, it was 2 years
2020.
ago.
Yeah, it was 2020.
2020.
I thought it was
2020.
2019,
well, you gotta remember, we don't talk about 2020. You know, it never happened. So
a couple things we don't talk about.
Yeah,
that's right.
One thing that we don't talk about.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yep.
That's right.
Man, this episode. What a great episode to start off Black History Month, man.
Listen, I can go off on so many tangents right now, so you'll have to like reel me in. But I just saw that movie on Sunday? Yeah.
So hey, well, we're gonna talk about that. But
okay.
Before we talking about why we don't talk about Bruno, we got to start with you, Evan. And one thing that we do up here with every guest is we ask, what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who Evan Michael Lee is.
Well, my parents were walking down a dark alley one night, and they were billionaires. And, it'd be like that in them streets. Plop, plop. No.
The Popeyes chicken.
The Popeyes chicken. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I was like fighting crime early. No, the origin story begins in the St. Louis, Missouri. And started there, normal child. And then we took our adventure down to Atlanta, Georgia, which is where my parents and all my family live now. Kicked it over to Alabama, Auburn University, War Eagle, college. Kicked it on up to Chi-Town. Did theater up there, found on the train in. Came on over out west to California. Here I am.
I like that.
Quick and easy.
Yeah. Cliff notes.
I like that. It's like sometimes we get really long, drawn out stories, and sometimes you just get right to the point, man.
Listen,
short and sweet.
The who, what, when, where, why.
I'm just happy that your parents, they made it out of that alley. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like we didn't heard the stories of people going down the alley and never coming back. So
never coming back.
But I like that, man. And before we get into the voice acting stuff, I wanted to bring up, because you are an actor as well, and I wanted to ask you, so like, how did you get into acting?
I went to like I said earlier, I went to Auburn University, and after at the end of my freshman year, I was kind of like, I contemplated leaving because I was like, I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't know why I'm here. I feel like I'm wasting my parents' tuition money. And I was like, let me just jump on this website and see what they had. And like, I saw they had a theater program. And I thought back in high school, some friends would make like some short films. They would ask me to like act in them. But I was just doing it for funsies. And there, one guy, Mike Oden, he said, you know what, Evan, you're actually a pretty good actor. Didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, thanks, Mike. And then as I'm looking at this theater program, I was like, well, Mike Oden did say I was a pretty decent actor. Why not just take a chance and just see what it has to offer? And I can confidently say it's the first time in my life that I, pun intended, got my act together. I think growing up, I was kind of an average student. And I was like, I don't mind admitting that, but school didn't really inspire me a whole lot. But it wasn't until I found acting is when I was like, oh, this is something I actually care about. Let me get good at this. And I did.
I love the villain laugh at the end.
Yeah, very world domination. That's definitely my brand. That is my brand.
Hey, just be careful, man, because I know that your middle name is Michael, and
we know a guy. We know a guy who knows a guy.
It's a guy that he said that we've been a thorn in his side for a long time. And,
he tried to take Christmas away from us one year.
Hey, we saved Christmas for everybody, so I hope that you don't know him, man. But I think that's cool. Know him. I think it's cool.
Said I hope you don't know him. I'm dead.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool how you started doing the short films and whatnot, and your friend told you that you have the potential to be a really good actor. It's crazy because I was just talking with one of my friends, and we've just been messaging each other I want to say for a couple of weeks now, but I sent her a voice message today, and like the first thing she said was just like, yo, like you have the perfect voice for podcasting. And I was just like, well, you know, one thing that I've been told all my life is that like I have a voice for radio and stuff like that. And, you know, podcasting was just one of the things that I always wanted to do. Me and Trav used to talk about this all the time before we even started the podcast. And voice acting is something that I've always wanted to do as well. And, you know, now I'm doing the voice acting classes. I saw that you had shared one with Matthew David Rudd. That's who I'm doing the classes with. And you can check out his episode too. It's on YouTube. And we got the podcast interview. You can check that out. And, you know, I think that it's just cool that we live in an age now where it's so accessible to achieve your dreams and do the stuff that you want compared to how it used to be back in the day. Because back in the day, it's like we've heard stories before where people didn't know how to get into voice acting. They would go to cons and they would enter contests and stuff like that. And that's how they got their foot in the door for voice acting. So I want to ask you, you know, being an actor and then getting into the voice acting world, like how did you get into it?
Well, I used to say, first of all, great setup for the question. I loved all
that's
that.
what we do here.
Yeah. Loved it all. I used to say, oh, I fell into it by dumb luck, but that's not really the case. The case is I saw an opportunity and I took it. So years and years ago, as you've done your research, I saw an open call for Camp WWE. And I didn't have like any voiceover experience, whatnot, but I've been a lifelong wrestling fan. You know what I mean? Since like Brutus the Barber Beefcake to like the Rockers and all that. You know what I mean? So I hit up my manager. I was like, yo, do you think you get me an audition for this? I think I'd be really good for this. She ends up doing it. She gets me the audition. And then I guess I'll tell the long-winded story.
Go ahead. Hey, we all
Yeah.
This is what we're here for.
Okay, so y'all check it. So they had me come in for R-Truth first, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, for R-Truth. And I don't even remember the fucking voice I did, but like it kind of got like a meh response. Kind of like a meh, I died, right? So she's like, well, hey, why don't you read for this one? Like step out in the hallway, come back in like 10 minutes or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. It was Mark Henry, right? I go in the hallway. And like all these actors in the hallway, they're all doing these like kid voices, you know, like real high pitch. And, you know, my shit don't go that high. I mean, this is like default, right? So I was like, I can't do this like kid voice. So I'm like looking at the script. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make him sound like an adult, like a grown, sexy adult. Right. And I did, because he's like describing food, like in the thing, he's like describing food. So I like made it like real sexy.
Sexual chocolate for a reason.
That's what I said. Sexual chocolate. Like, I mean,
Thank
how
you.
are you supposed to say it?
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. So it worked, right? So I got like a callback, and that was in front of like Seth Green and all the producers. And that was like the first, I guess, you know, famous person, I guess I should say, I ever auditioned in front of. So I was like, I can't mess this up. But he's a big kid, and he's actually a lot of fun. And he just eats all that kind of humor up. So like I came back and I read for like, I think I read for like 5 characters. I read for The Undertaker, like Triple H. I think they had me read for Vince. I read for The Rock. I think I even did a Stone Cold. Like they had me read for like all of them.
Hey, we gotta hit a Stone Cold impression, man.
Oh no! No, I don't even.
No.
I was just like, I don't even know. You know, like you know, I'm not gonna do it.
You were thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought about it. Like, no, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. And so then, I didn't hear anything back. I don't think I got it. And then I guess like 2 weeks later, I got a phone call saying I got it. And I was like stoked, right? But like I'm in this booth and I was like, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing. But I did theater for like many years. So I was like, I just kind of let that come in, and like I didn't like really think about it. I just like listen, and whatever they tell me, like that's what I'll do. And it went great, obviously. Then they loved it. But I said to myself, if I'm gonna do this for real, then I gotta do this for real. You know what I mean? I gotta get some classes. So I started taking a bunch of classes, and like a lot, you know. And excuse me, my voice is.
Hey, this is the life of a voice act. Hey, guys, I don't have my coffee mug. I got the remote again. So.
Oh no.
So I was like, you know, I don't want to be ever exposed for being a fraud of
Yeah,
anything.
a phony.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
How did this guy get in here?
Yeah.
Yep, pitchforks and torches. Get him out of here.
I heard his parents were in an alleyway.
I did too.
That makes
That's
that
right.
make no. That makes him sound whorish.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh God.
Little Jack Ripperish.
That's hilarious. So yeah, I got like a bunch of classes, but like after that show, I wasn't really taking voiceover that seriously because I guess for whatever reason I wasn't taking it seriously, and it wasn't until I went to E3 in like 2017, and I'm like watching all these or like 2018, whatever. I'm like watching all these trailers, and I'm like, I could do this. Like I could be in video games. I play video games, and yeah. And then I started like kind of thinking about voiceover more and more and more, and I'm like, like it seems like voiceover is like the loudest bell in my life that's like ringing, like the loudest. So like maybe I should lean into it. So it wasn't until like the beginning of 2018 is when I really started leaning into like classes and whatnot. So, and I did that for like 2.5 years or whatever. And it wasn't until literally last year I was like, me and my housemate, we built this booth. And we got all this equipment, and we're all set up. And I was like, all right, like I'm gonna like give this an honest push. And I ended up getting the agency that I went to. Shout out to Dean Pinero, the agency I wanted to be with. And yeah, like 2021, y'all, it was just like off to the races. And it all happened. Like life was coming at me really fast. And on one hand, I was like really happy, but I was just like, shit. You know what I mean? Is anyone else like that, or is that just me?
Every day of my life.
Okay, good. 'Cause I was like,
Sometimes.
damn. I was like, no one reacted. I was like, are these guys all like got their shit together?
Yes, we had the perfect squad.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
it's like your boy said, you got to know how to hold them and know how to fold them.
That's
Don't
right.
Walk away.
I mean,
true.
I dabble in art, and I'm getting into cosplay more and more. I sewed my first bodysuit this past weekend, and sometimes when I get in over my head, it's like, shit. I can't stop. You look up at the clock, and it's like I just got to get it done. It happens.
Right.
You are not alone, my friend.
Well, we have this like sort of hustle society that we sort of created ourselves. So it's like, I don't know how we destroy that monster, but
Because I'm born
That's a good question.
I mean, I feel like there's more than one answer to that, problem, but we'll save that for a different podcast.
That's right.
for people smarter than me,
Oh God.
So, I want to piggyback off of the WWE stuff, and then
Sure.
I'll pass the ball to Trav or D, whoever has a question next. But, you said growing up, you were a WWE fan, and just having the opportunity to work with them. Because I remember when Camp WWE first came out, and it was like, I want to say it was like one of their first adult cartoons that they were producing when the network first started. And, having the opportunity to voice Mark Henry, which I think is cool because, Mark Henry, I think he's a cool dude. I'm a professional wrestler as well. And Trav, I said it, I was going to say it. And I remember when I first started.
Hear more about that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, he'll tell you.
I'll tell
Buckle
you.
up, Trav.
I'm going to want to hear more about that.
But when I first started in the business, that was,
Yeah.
what people always call me, Mark Henry. And I remember at first I used to get mad because I'm one of those type of people where it's like, I'm Benjamin Banks. I'm the first Benjamin Banks. It's like, I don't want to be this guy. He's the next Mark Henry. He's the next this person. And I hate when, some people say, oh, this guy's the next Shawn Michaels or this guy is the next Rock. It's just like, just let that person be that person. So I think it's cool that you had the opportunity to voice him. Now, with voicing him, did you get the opportunity to meet him as well? Did he tell you, hey, you're doing a good job, son?
No, I did get to meet him. But funny story, they happened to be in LA for a show or whatever. And he came to a bar that my friend worked at. And by the time the show was already out. So he told him, my friend is on, Camp WWE. He voices you. And he was like, huh, that's cool.
That sounds like a Mark Henry response.
Yeah. So I guess, I don't know if he's seen the show or if he was just being polite and just trying to get rid of him. But
that's what these wrestlers do.
Yeah, that's what us wrestlers
either way,
do.
I took it as an endorsement. So if Mark Henry is watching, thank you.
Mark Henry said, that don't sound like me.
Yeah. It's like, to be fair, none of us sounded like, well, actually, no, that's a lie. The guy who did Triple H did a pretty good. Oh, and the guy who did Paul Bear. That was pretty spot on. Yeah.
Hey, that's the power of voice acting, man. I mean, we hear all the time how people are inspired. Well, not inspired, but it's just like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're influence. I think I've been doing this a lot today where I've been forgetting what words I want to say.
Influenced.
We got your back. Hey, we got your back.
What like if you watch something growing up and you were just like,
influence, bro. You had it.
Yeah,
right.
you got it. Hey,
I did say it right. Okay.
Trust yourself, man.
Hey, thank you,
big
man.
guy.
Hey, Evan said something. Sometimes there's people that's out there that's smarter than us, man. And
we'll take them out too.
I'm only
put them
smarter
on
than
notice.
the average.
Put them on notice.
So but it's just like you hear people say it's just like, oh, I was influenced by this voice from this TV show or that TV show. So that's one of the things about voice acting. I know they always tell you that you should use your own voice, but I mean, sometimes it's like we grew up listening to stuff and just like, hey, nobody talks like that. Like nobody talks like Red Fox. So
No.
Use that voice and something, I mean, people are like, man, is this really Red Fox? Just like, I'm pretty sure if I know the voice actor that voices and moves and doesn't do it, but imagine if he did a Michael Jackson voice impression, because I mean, Losing looks just like Michael Jackson. But anyway, Trav D, pass the ball to you. All right, y'all can go next.
Hey, yeah, I want to backtrack for a second because everybody that listens knows I'm big in the theater. And is this just something for college for you, or did you do any off-Broadway stuff? Or because I know Chicago also has got a big theater scene.
No. Oh shit! I'm just knock this shit over.
Be careful, man.
Right.
That's an expensive mic right there. You gotta be careful.
Oh yeah,
Trav. There you go.
No.
My heart. Yeah. No, he's right. He's right. No, he's right. No. No, I didn't do any off Broadway. I never did the New York scene at all. I've been to New York several times, but I don't think I ever had any desire to move there. I think I was always going to end up in LA. So I knew when I was in Chicago that LA would be the next destination. But I did a bunch of theater in Chicago, and I loved every minute of it. Not so much out here because it's not as big out here, or if it is, it's like very, that's a very, small group and it's very tight knit. So that's kind of hard to break into. But maybe one day. I do miss theater. I'll say that.
Now I gotta ask one more question about Chicago, man. How did you get to one of them famous glizzies out there?
I knew it was coming up.
Glizzies.
No.
But I mean, of course, you had the Chicago deep dish pizza, though.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. There's like
the lasagna of pizza right there.
Just take it easy now.
Are we not a fan of Chicago pizza?
No, I love Chicago.
No, it's so thick. I just call it the lasagna of pizza.
It kind of is.
But it depends on where you're getting it from, though. And he
getting it from Chicago.
Well, I know that, but I mean, like, when I went to Las Vegas back in 2020. We stopped in Chicago, and at the airport, they had deep dish pizza. I was just like, nah, I don't want no airport deep dish.
We don't want no airport.
I want y'all.
We don't want no airport glizzy.
I'm like, I was like, I don't know about airport deep dish pizza. That you might be rolling the dice on that.
I don't know about airport anything.
Yeah, airport anything. Nah, and like, hey, they be charging
I don't even trust the peanuts prices. No more.
I mean, I know like, there was I can't remember the restaurant, but there was a deep dish pizza place in Las Vegas, and the original restaurant was in Chicago, and the pizza, it was good, but I was just like, I'm pretty sure that it would be better if you got it from Chicago. It's the same thing like what people say about New York. If you're gonna get pizza from New York, you got to get pizza from New York. Even because I just went to Philly for the first time last year, and I had an authentic Philly cheesesteak, and ever since I've come back home, it's just like they don't even taste the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's more like a steak melt. It ain't no cheese steak.
You were so disappointed in your tone. You're like, man, it's not even the same.
It sucks, man. Because we're all from Virginia. I mean, I feel like Virginia, like we borrow from so many places because it's a military state and whatnot. Yeah, it's a melting pot. So it's like we're not known for anything.
We ain't got nothing to call our own. We got
Peanuts,
Missy Elliott, and Magoo. And your Magoo. Don't forget about Magoo.
We got I was about to say Omarion.
Hey, we had Bob Saget.
About Omarion.
Hey, we claiming Bob Saget.
Wait, you're claiming what?
Bob Saget.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I just sent D. Yeah, because I didn't know that he grew up here in Virginia.
Yeah, he went to Lake Taylor.
Yeah, he went to Lake Taylor.
I thought you said bomb threats. I was
no.
I was like,
we used to have those at the school too.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
I was
like, don't claim that. Don't claim that.
Hey, we went to school with Michael, and
that's right.
We
place where it all started.
But D, passing the ball to you.
All right, Evan. Question: You mentioned that you play video games leading up. What are some video games that you grew up with, and did it change your perspective of playing video games, getting into voice acting?
Yeah.
Two-part question.
Yeah, two-part question. Well, like, I am of the age. Look at me, age myself. I remember going to the arcade to play video games, boys and girls. Yeah, this little arcade.
What we used to do.
What's an arcade?
Yeah.
I know what
we don't talk about arcades.
No.
It's like a dagger in my heart. So like I remember swarms of people around Mortal Kombat and having to like swim your way to the front just to see what was going on, only to find someone's head being ripped off and their spine dangling. So like I was like, when did that game come out? Maybe like 7 or whatever. But when I saw it, I was hooked. I don't know if that makes me a psycho, but I was like, yeah, I'm in. I gotta play this game.
Hey, not really. You just like like action. You like everybody likes ninjas growing
exactly.
up. So I don't want
to exactly. So like like the Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighters, Killer Instincts, Time Crisis in the arcade,
Crisis 2,
Time Crisis.
Talk to Banks about Time.
The NBA jams. When the X-Men versus Street Fighter first hit the scene, I was like, what is this?
Why is that game not available anywhere? I just saw a T-shirt recently.
It's a crime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw that. Yeah, I was like, here's $20. Give me all the quarters. Because I'm like, this is going to be my afternoon. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it was unique at the time. Because I remember going into the arcade and seeing that. And I was like, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Who thought about this?
Well, you know what it is? Back then, Marvel couldn't give their IP away.
Boom.
Is what it was. And now it's such a hot commodity. We didn't get it in what's the number 3?
Oh, the Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah, thank you. I don't know how I drew a blank on it, but yeah, we couldn't get no X-Men characters in it.
Oh, so. No. They were in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite where there weren't any X-Men characters.
Yeah, there you go. Which is terrible. Terrible idea.
Are we never getting another one?
They said that they're going to be coming out with a new one, and I guess now with Disney owning everything, like honestly, I just want an X-Men game. I mean, I know we getting the Wolverine game that's coming out on the PS5. If we can get one.
We had a few X-Men games back in the day that were sweet.
Yeah.
Especially arcade worthy ones.
That X-Men arcade game. Woo.
There's a bar down the road called the One Up, and they have a free arcade machine, and it's like 300 games, and you can play them all for free, and the X-Men game is on there.
Bro, how come all the bar arcades that come out now, they all have a title relative to something like we got a Pixels down here? And like you said, One Up. They all are relative to some form of gaming in the 80s.
Okay, so random question. If you could own a barcade, what are you calling it?
Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
Of course he would.
Of course he would.
Everyone else, what are you calling it?
Ready Player 2.
Oh.
I got nothing right now.
Dang.
Nothing.
I froze up like I did on Jason Marsden.
Throw the ball, Trav.
Throw the ball. Hey, Trav was looking like Rocky and Rocky 4. Throw in the damn tire. Oh my god.
Going back to your question.
Yeah.
I don't think I began to really notice voice acting until Resident Evil came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first Resident Evil, because they're talking and saying weird shit, but it's really
a lot of that.
Yeah, it's real static and robotic when they're so you're not really getting anything. So that was the first time, but I think the first game where I I appreciate this, Metal Gear Solid.
Some of that Snake.
Yeah. The first one, because it was on PlayStation. It came on 2 discs, y'all.
Yep.
And and I would always use a codec. to call everyone because I was like, I just want to hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm in love with everyone's voice in this.
Yeah, that's a very go ahead, Trav.
I was gonna say, I feel like that was the first game I played with voiceover. I know the first game I played with like a real intro was Sonic CD, and they had like a legit animated video at the beginning,
right. Yeah,
with
they were
a song
into that.
and everything, and that blew my mind, bro.
Yeah. I'm glad that y'all brought up, Metal Gear. Now that I'm thinking about it, trying to think of an earlier game that I actually played that had a lot of. There were so many RPGs and things like that, but it would be like more grunt. Even Street Fighter is just like grunts and noises. There was no real. Wow.
And if there was talking, it was like very minimal. But like, I can't think of a game. And if anyone out there knows one, please feel free. But like,
I'm trying to think
I can't think of a game prior to Metal Gear where like the voice acting was at that level. Of good.
No.
Well,
They're gonna come up here and be like, actually.
Someone's gonna drag me on Twitter.
Everybody's gonna be watching this video on YouTube. Like, hop in the comments and answer that. But I'm grateful that we got the PlayStation because the 64 is my favorite console that came out in that console generation. But the PlayStation was the console where they had the full motion videos, cut scenes with people talking and whatnot. But Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil. It wasn't until Final Fantasy X where we actually got voice acting in that, and that's up there. That's my second favorite Final Fantasy.
Let me ask y'all something. Two-part question. Okay. Random. I'm just now thinking about this. Do y'all remember Toshinden?
Battle Arena Toshinden?
Yes.
Of course.
They need to bring that game back. Part 2. Part 2. Do y'all remember Bloody Roar?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, so I went on a whole tangent on Twitter about this. Man. Why is that game not back?
It's it's crazy, and
it was so good.
I think that it has to do with contracts and IPs and all that stuff, but it's just so wild that you have all of these games that came out back then and they're not in the PlayStation market, or
super popular too. Very strange.
It's weird that I think it was Rival Schools Project Justice that came out on the Dreamcast, and a lot of people didn't have Dreamcast back in the day, so it's like
I still do.
I have a Dreamcast too,
and I still have that game, and I can't part ways with either one.
Oh, you have it, so and that's the thing. It's just like if you want to get that game now, you're looking at between $200 to $500 just to get that game, and I just don't understand why they don't put that stuff on the arcade. It's the same thing with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I still have that game for the PS2, and I'm never gonna get rid of it.
You saying I have a collector's item?
Yeah, you do.
Hell yeah.
Great. Now I gotta change the locks on my door.
You did, man.
We're broadcasting it too.
Yeah. I just made some enemies out there.
They gonna come to the house.
Hey, I have a wrap-up question. What's your zip code? That just got weird.
Banks done put his grandma in danger.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
It's crazy. I'm trying to think. The most dumbest decision that I ever did when it came with a video game was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now, at the time, I really wanted to get Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, and I had took it up to GameStop, and they was just like, "Yeah, we can give you $50 for it." I was just like, "Dang, y'all giving me a lot of money for this game." I didn't know how big that game was at the time, and I wish that I never would have sold that game, because that game cost a lot of money online. Yeah,
if you just wait, a lot of those games, a lot of them.
Wait, what was the auction last year where didn't the Mario 64 sell for $1 point something million last year?
I would believe it.
It was something.
I can believe that.
And then
I was gonna say, I know that original Nintendo Zelda gold case that was sealed. That sold for a couple million or something.
Yeah. I've told this story before, but a good friend of mine, Joshua Roberts, he actually went to a garage sale and got an unopened Metroid Prime.
Wow.
I was like, who had this and didn't open it? It was just a strange story. It sits right next to his consoles.
I still got Cyberpunk wrapped up, never opened. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wait about 30 years. That bad boy
you know what I'm saying?
Don't fix them bugs soon.
You know what I'm saying?
2030.
It's just one of those crazy things. Evan, when I was doing my research on you, I saw that you do a little bit of cosplaying, and I have a series on YouTube called Who's That Cosplayer? So, of course, I got to ask the cosplay questions and stuff like that. So, what was it that made you want to get into cosplay?
Okay, so now, remember how I was talking about feeling like a fraud earlier? You know how something's going full circle? So that picture was my friend's birthday party, and he wanted everyone to come as an anime character. That was like the theme.
Yeah.
And I think he dressed up as he got like the full like prosthetic and paint and everything. He did Cell from Dragon Ball Z.
Wow.
Oh, we know
and it was actually pretty dope. It was legit. But I don't own any cosplay clothing, so I borrowed it from a friend. And I don't know why I happen to have the Naruto headband already, but who cares?
You were part of the Leaf Village, and somebody wiped your memory.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how I ended up with it, but it's mine. So, but I had to give the coat back. So,
hey, well, hopefully, with things kind of getting back to normal, who knows? Maybe you can put on a costume, head to a con. Now, all right, I'll ask you this. Who is one character that you would like to cosplay as at a con?
Simple, me. Okay, I was gonna get right to that. All right, I was like, listen, I was
looking for Solid Snake.
Oh, maybe. If I had Oprah money, yeah,
Oprah money.
Straight up, like the best cloth for the jacket. I'm getting the mask. I'm getting the katana. Yeah, absolutely me.
Hey, well, look, check underneath your seat because.
Oh, snap.
I didn't put no money under there, but I did put them breadsticks.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say some breadsticks.
It's some breadsticks underneath that seat because,
that killed me.
I thought he was really checking underneath the seat.
There it is.
Because up here, man, on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, we like Olive Garden. It's like family. I owe a lot of people breadsticks.
You do.
I don't know when.
When you start rolling about, don't call me and don't call Trav.
I'm telling you, they gonna show up at our door like where you.
Yeah,
we're going
for this guy.
Where the breadsticks?
Nah. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna be walking down that alley, and they gonna be like, "Where are my breadsticks at?" They all gonna be there. I'm gonna be like, guys.
You're gonna be hearing some of your favorite voices.
All I got is these Popeye chicken sandwiches. I ain't got
Bo Billingsley gonna be there. He gonna be like, Benjamin, let's have a talk.
Oh no.
God, no, they all gonna cut. But that's one question that I want to segue into right now because you say you want cosplay as yourself and everything, and I want to go to
look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
How cool is that? You know what I'm saying? Were you a fan of the Guilty Gear series before you voiced the character in it?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question with a question. Where would you like me to start?
Start back let's take it back to 1992.
Okay, 1992. I think the first Guilty Gear, correct me if I'm wrong, came out at anywhere between 1997 and 1999.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Okay. On the PlayStation.
Okay, yes. So to be fair, in 1992, completely unaware of the game. But I will say, as life went on, I was aware of the game, but I never played it.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting, because there was to me it was a prime time for fighting games back there in the 90s.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was a lot. There was Bushido Blade. You had stuff like Samurai
Tekken,
Showdown, Tekken,
Dead or Alive, Virtual Fighter.
That list is super long, so it's not crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue.
So yeah, I wasn't aware of the game, but I didn't play the game, but I was aware of the game's existence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you like for me to go into the audition?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, so I'll tell the long-winded story. So I get the audition, right? And they send the rendering, which I'm sure you've had guests on here say before, sometimes in voiceover, you don't get a picture. You don't know what the person looks like, and you just gotta imagine it and just wing it. But they sent the picture, that picture actually. So I was like, oh, okay, he's dope. And then they described him, but they didn't really give a lot. They kind of gave general descriptions of he's brooding and strong. He's got a deep voice and everything.
Bruno.
So I was oh, okay, I'm gonna do my best. So I do the audition, send it in, and then I think it may have been a week and a half later, I get an email saying that I got the part. I was like, oh shit, yeah. When I read for this, I didn't know it was a fighting game because all it said, and I don't think I'm getting in trouble saying this, all it said was Strive. It didn't say Guilty Gear, no nothing.
Right.
So it was just like, oh,
It had
like,
the code name.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, like adventure game or whatever. So when I found it was a fighting game, I was like, as we've been talking about fighting games this whole time, you know what I mean? It was like a dream fulfilled. Yeah. And then I went on YouTube and I looked up, the general move set for him because I was like, let me see how this dude moves. And then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and I saw all of these like reaction videos. Because again, remember, I've never played the game, don't know anything about it. So like I saw like the reveal of the character at one of the Evos, I think in 2019. And then I saw like some guys doing like reaction videos and everyone's like all hype. And I was like, okay, everyone's excited. I can't fuck this up.
I was like, all right, that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I can't be the one who fucks this up. So I said, Evan, we got to swing for the fences. So we did. I was really good the whole couple of weeks. I was like drinking tea and, not yelling or talking to anybody. And so I get there. Oh yeah. So I get to the audition and she's like, Valerie's like, oh, we're so glad to have you. We loved your audition. You got quite a bit of reading because you're actually going to be the final boss of the game.
Dope.
That's awesome. The final boss?
Yeah.
So
M. Bison?
That's what I said. I was like, I'm gonna be the M. Bison, the Shang Tsung of the game. So like the Zoom. Okay, so like you're them, I'm me, and like this is all they could see, right? They couldn't see me clutching my stomach, going, you know what I mean? Like I was living my fucking childhood dream. So I was like, shit. Now I really can't fuck this up. So I had so much fun recording that character. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was trying to give out some anime yells because
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. I mean, like,
you gotta give it your all, 100%. Right?
Yeah, and I see the sword is like, goes across the whole screen. I was like, oh, I gotta like, that's gotta be impactful when they,
Yeah. Super sick.
Yeah.
I've always felt like Guilty Gear's got the best soundtrack. I remember.
Yes, one of them.
I used to play the hell out of Guilty Gear X on PlayStation 2, and that soundtrack was so fire. I used to
they're all really
have
good.
it burned on a CD. Yeah, Guilty Gear always got the fire soundtracks, bro. That's right. I burned it from the computer onto
back in the day.
Back in the
That's
day.
right.
Kids listening right now, they don't know. They ain't gonna know what.
They know nothing of burning. Yeah, burn a CD. A CD.
Damn. A CD.
Yeah.
Thanks,
they know his CD's nuts, and
Trav.
That's it.
Get us canceled.
That's it.
I'm gonna have to provide a bunch of breadsticks of that.
Yeah, you are. Sorry for the inconvenience.
But no, but I think that's cool, man. Oh, go ahead.
I agree. I was just gonna say I agree about the soundtrack part because I've added. Obviously, I got Strive now on my workout mix, and I listened to like a few of the other ones. Yeah. The fucking rock music. I was like, okay.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely fits in the world. You know what I mean? Like, definitely appropriate.
Yeah, it's almost like the costumes, the voices. It all just goes in one neat little pattern together. It's pretty sick the way they put it together.
Pretty sick.
So I want to ask you this now, and whatever you can reveal and whatnot without getting in trouble. What's next for you in the world of voice acting? Have you thought about lending your voice to any anime projects or any cartoons?
Yes, I would love to be in anime projects in the future. Like I had a pretty good year last year. I worked on a couple of different video game projects. I don't know when they'll be out. I know one of them won't be out for like a while, and then did an animation project that maybe will be out this year. We'll see. But like when I can talk about it, I'll definitely shotgun that.
Yeah.
But
want you to get in trouble.
Right. Management's always watching. So
NDAs, man.
Yeah. But yeah, like hopefully this year I'll get to dive in some anime and whatnot because that'd be another dream come true.
Well, then two-part question then. What anime that's out currently right now would you like to be a part of?
Well, I mean, it's already over. I was gonna say Attack on Titan, but
okay.
I would have loved to have been that. Probably Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a really good one. The movie's coming out in March here in the States. So
yeah, and maybe like One Punch Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's another good one.
Hey, I could see them doing an Attack on Titan spinoff where it's like a prequel, back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
That would be interesting.
They're kind of
how it all kicked off.
Yeah, they're trying to doing the Jay-Z thing, talking about this our last album, but
that's right.
I mean, they'll be back.
No more.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
I mean, they said the same thing about Castlevania. It was ending, and now we're supposed to be getting a new season of that. I mean, Castlevania, the universe is so big, so it's just like you can't just end it where it ended at. You can go anywhere in the series with it. So I'm looking forward to when that eventually comes back out.
Not to mention, it was a hit show.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was waiting for the opening. It was just they shouldn't have put it together so well. Nobody would be asking for it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have got the viewership.
He said you should have made it trash, otherwise we would be in this problem.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want
trash
to
join up.
Yeah, because if you make it trash, and Trav, he's gonna call it out.
Terrific T.
I come through, baby, Oscar the Grouch style.
Oh yeah,
hop on in.
Listen, I would also love to be in Castlevania, so I'm not gonna shit on the show.
Yeah, I can't believe that. That show was amazing.
That show was hot. That show,
it's very sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
So Evan, let me ask you this, then I'll pass the ball to Trav or D again. What are some of your hobbies that you're into when you're not voice acting or acting?
As I'm like in the Resident Evil car. I mean, obviously, when I have some downtime, I'm usually playing video games. I just went home for Christmas. I was one of the lucky ones that got to travel, and one of my cousins was playing the Miles Morales Spider-Man, and it was the only one I haven't played. So I was like watching him play, and I was like, all right, they're gonna get $40. I'm gonna buy this when I get back home. And I ended up beating it in 3 days. I couldn't put it down. You know what I mean?
Those Spider-Man games are sweet.
Yeah. Like I got the remastered one, and I beat that, and I was like, that was I was gonna say that was amazing, but I hate myself. But then the Miles Morales one, I'm kind of mad that it was a little bit shorter than the Spider-Man 2018 one, but at the same time, I'm like, that was really.
It was worth. I mean, I feel like that's the reason why it wasn't the full 60. It was more of an expansion than anything. Because it was pretty much the same game, but. It's just like you actually got to play as Miles. And I thought that was awesome. I can't wait until Spider-Man 2 comes out and then you get to play as both of them. I'm really hoping that we get to play as Venom because I'm looking forward to that Venom. He's one of my favorites. And, I'm looking forward to seeing Tom Holland in the black suit when it comes out. Spoiler. I mean, hey, if you ain't seen the movie by now.
I was going to say, did you see the latest Venom? Anyone?
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
I didn't. Was it good?
Yeah, it was
because I saw the first
pretty
one.
Well done.
I said, okay.
Carnage was pretty badass,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, like the first one's just okay. The second one is phenomenal.
It was a great follow up.
Yeah,
really.
That's how you make a sequel, basically.
That's how you make a sequel.
Okay. And I would agree with that. I thought the first one was okay.
It was okay. It was setting it up.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like Eternals. It's setting it up.
Hey, not everybody can knock it out the park on the first one like Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's
true.
What
I'm saying? Hey, my boy Tobey Maguire.
Hey, if you don't fix this, if you don't fix this door, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm a paraphrasing for everybody out there. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing to fix this door.
Hey, but that was in the second one, right?
Yeah,
that was in the second one.
That was the third one.
Was it? Yeah, it was the third.
You're right. That was the third one.
Hey, real talk, man. Hey, the older that I've gotten, Spider-Man 3 ain't that
say
bad.
it.
It's not that bad.
It was
just a casting choice on Venom.
Well,
really?
I mean, that too,
no,
but it was only bad at the time because how good Spider-Man 2 was, and we had high expectations.
Well,
especially when it was announced that Venom was going to be in it.
Yeah, that's true.
And they ain't had the theme song like we talked about.
That vindicated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like I didn't know I was going to become a fan of them. Not like that, man. But hey, I mean, it happened.
That song goes hard.
Here we are.
Here we are.
You know,
Trav.
Peters later. Trav, you first. You got anything?
I'm waiting for you to. I was gonna let you ask that famous question.
No, it's not quite time. Banks didn't give me the cue.
It's not time yet.
He didn't give me the cue. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Be weary. It's coming.
They're sitting on dynamite, y'all.
No, but Evan, if there was any advice, I want to ask this question.
Yes.
For anyone wanting to get into voice acting or acting, what would you tell them?
I love this question because I genuinely.
I mean, it's just
I love to. No, I really love to give advice about just this industry because. A lot of people have shown me a lot of grace and done like things for me when they didn't have to, because I'm a firm believer that this world owes us nothing. We gotta earn our way. So I like to help other people, and I would suggest first and foremost, if you want to get into voiceover, you should take classes, because not just because like you can give someone your money, but being in an environment and hearing other voice actors, like you learn from each other essentially, and you need to be in an environment where you can be around a lot of voice actors, because you'll just become a sponge and you'll begin to like listen to people outside in the real world, and you listen to like inflections and weird voices and like idiosyncrasies and things like that. So I would become a sponge of the world is also another piece of advice I would say. Just like soak up as much as you can about everything.
Hell yeah.
I would even, if anyone ever wants to hit me up, I'll even give you suggestions as to, some schools that I think are beneficial, who've been beneficial to me, and I don't work for them, so I don't get a kickback, but they help me, so maybe they can help y'all.
Yeah, pay it forward a little bit,
Yeah. No. Yeah, I firmly believe in paying forward. Get into classes, and I think also Twitter is a great tool. Obviously, that's how we've been talking. Start following voice actors and start just engaging with people, because a lot of people also put a lot of auditions on Twitter. For indie games and like small animation projects. So I would also say get on Twitter.
I like that.
And the voiceover. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the voiceover community, in my experience and what I'm observing,
seems very humble.
Very humble, and
I think
very,
that's the way I
very
supportive you all up.
Yeah, you very much
easy going.
Very much. Everyone really does support everyone.
Yep.
I don't know who the bad apples are out there, but if they're out there, I don't engage.
Point them out. We'll get them. Get them on the show. Put them on the spot.
We send them down the alley.
Yeah,
whatever happens. To piggyback off of what you said, Evan. Twitter is like an open audition, because you can put your demo reel out there, and somebody hears your voice and like, hey, we heard you here. We want to give you an audition. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just never know what's going to happen by putting yourself out there. And Twitter, it's the same thing for wrestling as well. You put clips out there, promoters see you, and then they'll contact you. Sometimes you don't know if it's a real promoter. Sometimes it is. But I'm pretty sure that happens in voice acting too, where it's just like you don't know if somebody's legit or if they're legit. You know what I'm saying? So
I got a commercial. I was reached out on Instagram from a commercial that I did, that little voice actor challenge video on TikTok. I just posted that on TikTok, and someone happened to just see it, messaged me on Instagram, was like, I heard your TikTok, you have a great voice, are you interested in this commercial? So I kicked it over to my agent to see if it was legit, and it was. So like, I would also say, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
That's right. I think that's the key to any art.
Yeah.
You have to welcome the criticism,
also
whether it's positive or negative. Yep.
Something that my tag partner always says is, you should never be afraid to make a fool out of yourself. Because, it's a wrestling thing. Because, some guys, they're always, so headstrong about being serious and whatnot.
Someone has to be the heel.
Yeah. And if you're a heel, like, that's why I love being a heel, because when you're a heel, I love to make a fool out of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you make a fool out of yourself, people remember that stuff, and you're getting the baby face over. I know I'm revealing stuff, but everybody knows. But
everybody knows, bro.
R.I.P. kayfabe.
The old heads, they'll be like, "Look at Benjamin Banks, revealing the business."
Ruining kayfabe.
Hey, I already got a target on my back, but
oh shit,
it is. It is
this guy,
and we got your back. So.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
from
that.
Michael,
because when you're here. Your family.
Hey, and Vin Diesel, he's our spokesperson. So
he pulled up next to me at the train tracks the other day. He gave me a nod and everything.
And he told you.
Told
you. He said, "D, we're not friends. We're family."
That's right.
So
I was gonna say, going back to what you were saying earlier, yeah, there's something I was thinking about recently, and it's like, I think I saw Roger Clark on whose voice is Arthur Morgan on Twitter. He was talking about sort of the complicated relationships performers have with their ego, and I don't disagree with that statement. I think it sometimes can be a complicated, relationship, because on one hand, like kind of what y'all were saying earlier, it's like you have to be so sure of yourself that you can succeed in this, while also simultaneously wondering how much of that do I reveal to the world. Because if you let that thing off the leash, that can get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it can.
And I think we've all seen it to people. You're like, yikes.
I think just generally as people, growing up, I mean, just it's interesting the way we're built and the way we're kind of taught how, like, we're perceived, like in school, how you deal with bullies. And then some people they build up this wall, and then when you realize there's something you want, you're holding yourself back. It's just the process, you have to be willing to drop your walls to, achieve your highest level, the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
So
I don't
it's just interesting the way society plays so much into that.
Yeah.
But you gotta find,
unfortunately,
you gotta find a middle ground, because I mean, you could kind of like, right now I feel like everybody's kind of tired of Will Smith a little bit, because he went from being nobody knows anything about this guy to this guy's talking about all his fetishes and fantasies and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, well, we ain't got to know everything. Is it the subject matter, or is it just too much? I think it's just too much. I mean, remember what? At 1 year, I think it was 2009, Lil Wayne was on 100 songs, bro. 100 songs, and he was kind of played out a little bit, after being the hottest rapper.
He seemed like he was everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you got to find that medium.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Because when you bring that stuff up too, Trav, it's kind of like playing into, the basis of supply and demand. At some point, it's like, all right, you're giving people too much. Yeah. You want people to come back and want to see you and stuff. Sometimes when you see actors and everything, bro.
I get what you're saying. I mean, it's one of those things, because I feel like let's talk about the Undertaker, for example, since we were talking about wrestling. It's like for all these years, everybody just knew the Undertaker, and when it came to kayfabe, he was headstrong on that. He was just the Undertaker, but then when he retired, he started revealing more and more about himself.
Mark Calloway came out.
Yeah, Mark Calloway. You know what I'm saying? And
people didn't like what Mark had to say.
Some people don't like what Mark said. And Trav, is just like what you were saying about with Will Smith. I feel like for all these years, it's like we only knew Will Smith, the actor, but because of social media, it kind of, pulls the curtain back, and you can let people know, it's like, I'm into this. Like, this is what I like to do on the weekends and stuff. But like what Evan said, it does depend on what the subject matter is as well, because some stuff, it's just like, I feel you need to keep certain stuff private. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, that's just how I am. Like, everybody don't need to know.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's just
that's fair.
Because I mean, like, Will Smith vlogging on his adventures,
that's cool.
Was great.
Yeah.
Will Smith on Red Table Talk talking about him and Jada's relationship problems.
What he say?
He was like, "Come on, fam."
You know what I mean? Hey, what he say?
The subject matter.
Hey, we ride together, we die together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for. I was just like, oh my god.
Bad marriage for life.
And then just looking at his face, I was just like, man, he looks so sad right now, man.
Okay, so I didn't see the entire episode. I just saw like clips of it. But did he really say that on the?
Yeah.
But that's how it ended. I was just like, for real? I don't care.
For them, it's probably an inside joke. So it's like whatever they've moved past, and they've turned it in, kind of like how comedy is. Like, stand-up comedy comes from real dark places of hurt, but eventually you can laugh about it, and everybody can laugh about it. For them, they might think of it as a joke now. They've moved forward, but us, it's like that.
You know what?
It ain't funny.
I don't know if this is a strong hill I'll die on. Maybe like a soft hill. But I don't know if I don't like when people share their inside jokes amongst others as if you expect expect us to get it. I'm like, I don't know if I should. Yeah, like
it gets awkward.
Yeah, I'm like, do I laugh?
It was very awkward. It was very awkward.
It was.
Yeah, because you can easily offend somebody if you take it the wrong way.
Then exactly. Like this person don't know you. Like
they don't know what you're good at.
Yeah, maybe keep that to y'all.
Hey, but go see King Richard, man, because my boy Will just picked up an Academy Award for Best Actor, man. Rightfully deserved, man.
Oh yeah, see that's different.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Red Table Talk.
But Banks don't want to talk about the Bel Air reboot.
Yeah, but how do we get on Red Table Talk? How do we get here?
Hey, because Trav brought it up. You know what I'm saying?
We snowballed.
We snowballed. That's what we do.
That's what we do here.
So I have one final question for you, and then D, you can ask your.
I got one too, man.
Oh, you got one too? Okay, well.
Trav. Uh-oh.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and ask my question. And, since it is Black History Month and we are a nerd podcast, I want to ask you, who is one of your favorite Black characters in pop culture? And why are they your favorite character?
I thought I'd say who's like one of my favorite Black people. I was going to say my mom.
Easy answer.
Yeah. I had like the Oscar answer ready and everything. Yeah. I was like,
I want to thank my mom.
Yeah. Beverly Lee. She's an angel.
I'm just glad you ain't asked me that. You're going to put me in an uncomfortable situation.
Hey, we had real time. Hey, before you ask that,
you want to pass it around
we had Lee George up here.
I was like, do we need to circle back for a second?
Oh, yeah.
Let's circle back.
We had Lee George up here, and if you don't know who he is, he's an incredible voice actor. And D, we were talking about like I think it was like Black characters and anime or something. And Trav's just sitting there. Trav's like, I can't speak on this.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Ooh. And it's like, I was just looking at Trav the entire time, like the dude was looking at Stan Marsh on South Park.
Exactly, bro. I was just called? You know when to say something, and you know when to shut up. And that was my time to shut up.
Wait, why were you quiet?
No, I can't remember what the topic.
I don't think it was something else.
It had something to do with Black culture that I shouldn't have been inserting my opinions on.
It was something like that. It was nothing negative.
Okay. No, not negative.
Yeah, it was nothing negative. I think it was just about like black voices and it was Black characters being voiced by
white
Black
people,
voice actors or something like that.
It was that something sounds more on it. Yeah.
Okay. If you can't tell, we don't remember.
Hey, man,
it was something I was quiet on.
Evan, we got over 150 episodes, man. We didn't talk to a lot of people.
It's totally understandable. I get it. It all becomes like blurry after a while.
It does.
But back to the question that we
right. Yeah. Back to the question. Favorite character in pop culture. So I've been putting it out there on Twitter because I'm trying to manifest some shit, but I would love it if Marvel made a Blade game and I could take a swing at that.
Hell yeah.
Blade. When you had said something about Uphealed, first thing that came to my mind was, I know we don't cuss here, but I'm going to say it. But he said something.
I've been cussing. Yeah, I've been cussing the whole time. What are you talking about?
Hey, everybody gets one, but you got a lot because, there ain't no breadsticks underneath your chair. So
oh shit, we gotta give you something.
I gave it to you, but Blaze said some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. That's one of my favorite lines.
Oh yeah,
from that movie.
Question. I wouldn't. I know he's not a main, but I wouldn't mind if you actually had a good Iron Man game and you had missions with War Machine. I would really like that, just to blow shit up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rhodey's one of my favorites. So.
And since you brought up Blade, I just want to say this about Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
It really sucks that he got to a point where he was so burned out that he didn't give a shit anymore, because this man was an incredible actor. I mean,
no question.
Agreed.
If you watch the full Michael Jackson Bad video, where he plays his friend in the alley, he's killing it in the music video, and he really don't say much, but it's the body language.
Yeah,
he's just been incredible from day one, bro.
Yep, there's different levels of it, man.
Yeah, I hope he comes back more.
Yes, more.
He's gotta find the fire again. And I get it, like it it can wane on some people. So
sometimes it happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But to take it back to Blade, like, why is he one of your favorites?
Oh, I just love the movies. Like, just straight up. Like, y'all were, talking about Wesley and how, great he is. I was like, yeah, like, from the very first scene in the Blade 1 where he's, like, fucking him up in the fucking blood rave. Yeah, dude, I was like, I'm sold.
Hey, do you
those movies are sweet.
Right?
No question.
Do you listen to Uzi Vert?
No.
Okay. Well, Uzi got a video that he came out with last year where the whole video is the opening scene of Blade, like he's Blade.
Oh, wow.
And the video is fire. Just absolute fire.
I'm going to look that up
that's
later.
What I'm talking about, man. Like bringing that nerd stuff into a bigger audience.
Yeah,
when's the next movie come out? It comes out soon, right?
It comes out
There's
soon.
no release date.
Oh, okay.
We've just been getting small bits. I mean, I want to say something, but I don't know if everybody's seen Eternals. You know what I'm saying?
No, but we know about.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I know about Easter eggs.
That Easter egg, man. Hey, I heard that voice. I was just like, I'm ready. That's all I need.
I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready.
It's time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you for answering that. Trav. Go ahead, Trav. You got your question?
Yeah, man. I just brought up Uzi Vert, and I just want to know what you listening to. Like, what you be jamming, man?
Okay, so after 2020, because like life was just, whatever. I know we don't talk about Bruno or 2020, but I just like kind of stopped listening to music for a while, and I was just like, yeah, but I really this is
that hurts.
Everyone's gonna judge me. So I fell into this this composer. I don't know, they're composers. They're called Two Steps from Hell. Has anyone heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They make like all like the trailer music and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like I would get up in the morning for whatever reason. I would start going on these morning walks in my neighborhood. And like one great thing about getting up early in LA is that like everyone's asleep. So you kind of feel like you have like the whole city to yourself. It's kind of nice.
Right.
So I would start listening to all this like trailer music, and like my imagination would just kind of go all over the place, and I would think about like, dreams and aspirations. And like with this epic trailer music, it almost made me feel like I could reach these. And then like I just had this like bomb ass year. So I listen to a lot of trailer music. It kind of gets me hyped.
That's what it's about sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like I go on an epic quest.
Like that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Sometimes you got to go on an epic quest.
You never know what somebody's listening to. Right?
That's true. That's true.
It's like you said that you you weren't really listening to a lot of music, and then you watched Encanto, and
well, like well, I used to work at a bar. I worked at a bar for like 6 years, so like I never listened to the radio because anything on the radio would end up in the club. You know what I mean? Eventually, so I was like, that's how I kept up with everything. But once I quit that job, I was like, I don't know shit about shit.
I think it's fun to get off the mainstream, to be honest. I think that's one of the wonderful parts of music is once you get away from commercial music and everything that's on the radio, there's so much, so much.
Yeah, because like with what you're talking about in like fashion, you feel like you have to like keep up with it, and it's you don't.
But you don't.
Yeah, I like that. Just like
and that's one of the best parts of growing up is realizing you get to dance to your own tune. You know what I mean?
Look at that. That's one of the fastest. Yeah, we got Funko dolls, we got we got mangas, we got like
everything.
We do whatever we want. I was never a big like reader as a kid. I always wanted to play video games. My parents hated it.
That's actually just most of that behind me is all One Piece. I've been collecting it since like 9th or 10th grade high school, and I just it's like my newspaper, Yeah. That's what I say. If I sit down and read on my couch when it's quiet, every once in a while, just read a few chapters, put it up. Yeah. Just keep it going. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Respect.
Man. Yeah. Thank you. Segue into my questions. I guess it's time.
Mm-hmm. It's time.
It's time.
Oh shit!
No,
it's Vader time.
Time. No, but first and foremost, favorite 90s or 80s movie, or 80s or 90s movie. It just felt weird saying it backwards, so I just switched it. Favorite 80s or 90s movies growing up, or one of each if you have them.
So someone's gonna have to look up the release date because it might just be past 2000 a tish, but in the 90s.
I see he reached for his holster.
Was a movie that caught me by surprise was Equilibrium.
I think that's
definitely
90s. Is it?
Was it 2000s?
I'm looking at
I think it's right after
2002.
Early. Yeah.
2002.
Damn.
Okay. Yep.
Well, you know what? I'm throwing it in the 90s anyway.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Very fun, trippy movie.
Yeah. In 80s movie. I mean, we had like all the Ninja Turtles, like VHS heavy rotation.
Them
so
shits
like,
sweet too.
I think that played a big part in my.
Yeah. Talk about practical effects holding up.
Yeah.
It's just such a good movie.
And also that I don't know who did it, but
Shredder Roger Rabbit?
No, who did Shredder's voice in the second one?
I don't know who did the voice, but I know Kevin.
Yeah,
Nash
but I remember. Yeah, exactly. But I just remember as a kid, maybe that's also why I kind of like the kind of the brooding characters, because I remember loving Shredder's voice.
Yeah, he had a sweet voice too.
Yeah,
it was just like Shredder, how you would imagine him sounding.
Yeah, but on the cartoon show, that was Uncle Phil that voiced Shredder.
Uncle Phil.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I know.
R.I.P.
Damn it.
Yeah, the Shredder in the movie had that flanger kind of effect, like to go with the mask, so it like made that.
He sounded dark and
man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got to look up that actor. We got to find out who did that. But I would say the Ninja Turtles played a big part in my childhood development. So
hell yeah,
I would be remiss if I didn't say Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, super sweet characters all around the board. You know, next class, Pain 101, your instructor Casey Jones.
Yeah. They got a game coming out this year for the Switch.
Yeah, on the Switch.
I'll be there.
Shredder's.
I'll be there.
I think it's called Shredder's Revenge Banks, right?
I think you're right. Yes,
it's coming out. The same people who did Streets of Rage 4.
And Scott Pilgrim, right? Is it the same people that did Scott Pilgrim?
No. Scott Pilgrim, that was a different game. But it's coming out this year. I'm looking forward to it.
And second and final question. Growing up, was there anything that really spooked you and really stuck with you, whether it was a soundtrack, a movie, TV show? Anything that scared you and stuck with you?
A soundtrack,
movie. I like to broaden it. I mean, we've gotten a lot of cool answers, so I don't want to just stick it to. Was there a favorite horror movie growing up? You know, I like to see what people's answers were. We've gotten noises, we've gotten sounds.
So the first time I saw Child's Play, the Chucky movie, I was what?
You were Andy Barkley.
I was far too young to be watching this film. So, and I remember we were at my cousin's house, and she, God rest her soul, she made me end up sleeping in her room, and she slept in her sister's room. She did not tell me that her room was full of dolls.
She set you up. She pulled the okie doke on you.
I didn't sleep a week. Didn't sleep a wink that night. I think I remember at one point I cried. Like just straight up, like these things are coming alive and they will murder me.
You was like them Cowboy fans the other night, just in the stands crying.
Damn it! So fast forward to me being 18 before going to college. I spent the summer in Maine working at a lobster restaurant, and me and my buddies we stayed at this Airbnb. Don't ask me how I ended up in Maine, but I was there and I was working.
Hold on, bro. Like
I was working. However, the Airbnb down the street where we were staying, 2 houses down, the lady has those fucking Annabelle dolls.
And
what are those?
Porcelain dolls?
In every window of her house.
Yeah, my wife has a couple of those somewhere here.
You might have
to look at them.
Yeah, no, burn the house down. Just burn it down.
Hey, I will stomp one of them things.
Baby,
it was coming right at me. I had to.
You gotta remember, man. Like them toys, like a Toy Story, they watching you, man.
Yeah,
they come to life at night.
I feel like they have like the ghost of oppression in them. You know what I mean? Like they just look old timey and creepy, and like they probably
it's something about them.
You know, they would probably have some choice words if they lived in 2022.
They might.
Yeah.
And just to answer the question about the voice actor, his name is David McCarran, and he's still.
Doesn't he voice somewhere?
The last thing he did was like back in 2009, but like the biggest things that he did were the Ninja Turtle movies, and that was it. Like he didn't really do anything.
He has a very interesting
that's a hell
name.
of it to be doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's crazy because his voice is so good.
Yeah.
But, you know,
it's true. All right,
anyway.
But you know, we're here at the end of the interview. Evan, thank you so much for coming up here and, you know, taking the time out of your day for coming up here and talking with us, man. Thank you for being our first guest for Black History Month. It was a really fun interview.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. So
thank you for having me.
Oh, for sure, man. You know, like I said at the start of this thing, I knew it was going to be a fun one. And now we're here at the end. And unfortunately, we got to wrap it up. So before we do, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Okay, so on Instagram and Twitter, it's all the same. It's at Evan Michael Lee. It's like How to Get Away with Murder. Say the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
Now, are you telling people how to get away with murder?
No.
I just want to clarify anything for anybody.
You might see in one episode.
Yeah.
Get away with murder.
Oh God. Your lips are God's ears.
Oh God.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's it. That's where you can find me. That's usually where I hang out. I'm usually on Twitter quite a bit, and Instagram. I'm around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. All right, Trav, let them know where they can find you at.
Right, man. You can find me on the Instagram at ZK Audio. I am also on the Twitter myself at TravioSZK, where I'm also on Letterboxd ranking and rating my daily movie watches. The Spider-Punk, man. Where they gonna find my man at?
You can find me as always at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. Hey, and Banks, if they need a hero in the Spider-Verse, where can they find you?
Hey, bro, they're gonna need a hero down that alleyway. And if they need one, you can find me your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you, everybody, for watching this interview. Make sure that you check out some more of our interviews that we have here on the channel, along with reviews and reaction videos. I hope that you guys have a nice day or night, depending on when you're watching this. Happy Black History Month. Keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
That was the best outro ever.
That's what we do here.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.